Hannah, when you had the opposite experience of him, right? Because your dad was your coach. So he was saying he had to tune people out. Was your dad constantly telling you you were great, you were good, or was he hard on you like that too?
No. He was always telling me I wasn't good enough. Like, you need to get in the gym. Nah. Because before he would look at it from a coaching standpoint, like, you know, not a father standpoint. And so it was always like, you need to be in the gym, you need to be outside. I mean, we have a half court in our backyard, so it was like, you have everything right here. We got a shooting gun, you got, you know, rebounders, we have it all right here. Big family, you know, you can play 2-on-2, 1-on-1, whatever. So there's no excuse. So it was always like, you know, get in the gym, like do what you gotta do, put in the work, because, you know, people are gonna get better. So like that obsession that you're talking about is like, I was obsessed because I didn't want anybody to be better than me. And so it was always him like pushing me, like, you know, you gotta be great. And now he's looking at it from a parent standpoint.
Oh,
like,
so he backed off. That's not easy for a parent to do.
I was about to ask how that was being a father now, and I think about those times when, you know, my son becomes of age where I have to start, you know, getting involved in his athletics. And you know, I know how I am about my job and how I've been with my sport, right? And I didn't have that person pushing me when I was younger. I kind of had to kind of find out and figure it out on my own. But pushing my son and not wanting to cross over to that line, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, all right, you're doing too much.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And then your son not hates you, but you know what I'm saying? Like, well, where there's that resentment.
He needs you to be a dad, not a coach. That's a fine line between being a dad and I'm sure turning it on and off for him. Like on the court, he coached you, then when you were home, he had to be your dad.
Right, absolutely. And I think that's important, just like knowing your kid too, because my dad can do that with me and push me every day. And I'm okay, because I'm like, okay, I want to be great. But if he's pushing my brother like that, one of my brothers is like, man, I don't want to hear that. And now they're shutting down. So it's like, it's tough. It's tough because every child is different.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 5.
All hoopers?
My sister's the only non-hooper, but she married a basketball player too, so they travel, go overseas and stuff like that. So it just runs.
Hoopers in the family. And were the other ones good hoopers, great hoopers, or?
They were good enough. My youngest brother's 6'4", so like, you know, competing against him, and then, you know, my dad coached AAU boys, so they would come and we would just play, you know, 3-on-3, 5-on-5 and stuff like that, and just compete. And so it was good for me, you know, being a female. I'm not gonna go out and see, you know, 6'4" guards most likely that's coming and dunking and stuff like that. And so like it was good competition for me to get great, and, you know, being able to be prepared for, you know, the women that I'll be playing against.
And now, do you love that your dad's fallen back into being the father, or do you miss him as a coach? Now, do you wish he was still coaching?
He's still a coach in the sense that when he comes to my games, he's whistling at me and telling me, from the crowd. He has
but you play in front of big crowds now.
Big crowds.
And you still get spotted.
Absolutely. I hear him because he has a distinct whistle. You know that loud whistle he does with his hands. So it's like, I know exactly where he's at every single time in a crowd full of thousands of people, and he's always telling me, hold your follow through, or attack the basket, or, you know, jab. I always hear him out of everybody, and I feel like, you know, just
on
being
a percentage basis, this is a very important question. He's watching, but we need the truth. How much of his advice are you taking on a percentage basis now as who you are?
Yeah, you know,
tell the truth. No, we just see the number.
Of course.
Anything less than 99.
Like, less than 99 for sure. Like, I don't know, maybe like, so I think it's just finding a balance. Like 50-50, like, okay, like if I'm in a slump, I'm like, all right, Dad, what do you see from an outside perspective? You know ball, like tell me what I need to do to fix it. And then if he's just getting too much, I'm like, all right, I don't hear you anymore. I'm gonna just listen to my coaches, my teammates, my thoughts and stuff.
That parent thing doesn't change. It's like, I remember like many years ago when I played in high school, we had my senior year, we had a freshman that played up, and his dad was a complete maniac from the stands. And
like yelling,
and his name was J.R. Ferguson, if you're out there watching this. He gets in the game and he airballs a free throw. So I'm a point guard, I go to give him dap. He's like, is my pops looking? And I go, yeah. I said, don't look up there. He's like, his pops was waiting by the bench, like during the next time out. Like it never got.
But your coach has to nip that.
Yeah, 100%.
My coach's favorite line when I was in high school was, he used to tell us, the most important 5 minutes of game day is the 5 minutes you spend, the first 5 minutes after the game that you spend with your parents. That is the most, he used to always tell us, that is the most important minutes of the game, because everybody's dad is going, you didn't play enough, you didn't shoot enough, you didn't get the ball enough. When you get the ball, you're gonna drive. And our coach would say, don't listen to that shit. And our coach didn't allow parents that, we had a hardcore coach, he's a college coach, no parents at practice. Some high school parents would go to practice. No parents at practice. And if your kid played on our team and you were yelling from the crowd, get him out of here.
Wow.
You cannot do, because he didn't want, if he's coaching and then you're yelling and giving something opposite, he was hardcore about it. But it's a fine line for dads and parents and moms to be the coach and then fall back to just being mom or dad.
Right.
Is there a question for you as well? Because I was always curious about this. Obviously, I didn't really experience that part. But when your parents are at the games, when you feel your dad at the games, and then the difference between them there and them not there, do you feel more comfortable and confident with them there, or more pressure with them there? I'm curious.
Yeah, I feel more confident with them there for sure. It's just it's nice having like a friendly face, you know, in the crowds, because you know my people always have my back. So regardless if I do good, if I do bad, I know that they're always going to be in the stands cheering me on. Especially if I'm in a slump, you know, I'm a big family person, so knowing that my family's there supporting me, watching me means more than anything.
At some point when you stopped, or when you're like, okay, I'm going to pick from this, I'm going to leave the rest of this out. Did that come with your talent? Like you realize, okay, I'm talented enough, I can do this, or did that come with you being like, in order to get to that point, I have to discern what I'm taking and what I'm not finding?
I think it's like a maturity thing. Like it's knowing, especially knowing like my skill, knowing the talent that God has placed in me. It's like, okay, I know I can do this. Like I know if I'm not holding my follow through, I know if I'm not playing defense hard enough. So like some things I know, and it's like, yeah, Dad, like you're saying that I already know I need to use my floater when I'm driving and things like that. It's just, I think it's just having confidence in myself and knowing I've done this hundreds of thousands of times, and just being able to just take that step back and just figuring out how to do it.
Is that similar with football? Is that like, because again, obviously basketball's a bit of a different beast. Like with football, did you accept like parental like advice, or when you're in the thick of it, like?
But he said his
I
parents
was
were
raised a
football.
single mom. She didn't know anything about football, so if she did have something to say, it probably was going in one ear and out the other. Unfortunately for mom, and I love my mom. She know that. And mom, I know you're gonna be watching this, so.